I'm going to share my opinions with you. You've got your opinions. The opinion that counts today is your opinion. You win. Whatever you decide, you win. It's your call. It's your life. On the one hand is, how cool is that? But so many of us have an opinion that again gets influenced by other people. So what I ask you is, whose opinion are you going to listen to? A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. Benjamin Franklin said that. I wasn't there to hear that, so I just assumed he actually did say that. But we're not here to convince you against your will. We're never going to win at that game. You're going to win at that game. If you're here kind of like, motivate me, big shot, if you're that successful, motivate me. Well, you've won. I'm not that good to convince you against your will. I'm incredibly good, but not that good. If you've got such a bad attitude, you've won. Okay? I sat in a meeting like this and heard things about opinions and facts and had to rearrange my thought process to what was possible. Because I, at my first meeting, if this is your first meeting, came along with a whole lot of preconceived ideas about what this was and about what success in life was and what I should do, like most people do in life along the course. You know, get a good education, work hard, get a good job, you'll be successful. What is an opinion? An opinion is a judgment, a viewpoint, a statement about matters commonly considered to be subjective, i.e. based on that which is less than absolutely certain and is the result of emotion or interpretation of facts. What distinguishes fact from opinion is the facts are verifiable. There are some facts about this business that are verifiable. Those are, it turned over $11 billion last year. It has the #1 selling supplement, vitamin and mineral supplement in the world. It has in the top 5 selling prestige brands in cosmetics. It's the largest selling in-kitchen home water purifier in the world. It's the largest selling atmosphere air purifier domestic system in the world. It's got 21,000 employees supporting you and your business. It's in 100 countries. All that's fact. But you'll be told an opinion that it doesn't work. Now you have to work out, who do you listen to? Because when I decided at a meeting like this, hey, I would like that. I would like to go after that. We had a number of people tell us that was not a wise decision. And we had to work out, who are we going to listen to? And this is not about listening to me. It's about listening to you. Your judgment of facts, your judgment of people, your judgment is this for real, or is it just some big emotional make you feel good and we're scamming you? Okay? Because they're questions that go through our brain. Who will you listen to? Well, Stephen Covey was an author that's pretty well respected. He said about this industry, it's an entrepreneurial opportunity where people can use their talent and their passion towards a greater good for them. He didn't say this. For me, a greater good for themselves, their family, for other people. That's what Stephen Covey said, that quote. Robert Kiyosaki, when he spoke at a Network 21 function, like you're sitting in here today, he said to the people at that function, Network 21 is one of the best systems I've ever seen. Now, the part I really like is that the system is designed to educate. I love that aspect, that I was going to be around a program that was going to educate me for success. When we saw that concept of what would you like to achieve, if you have seen the business presentation, or if this is a second look, you have seen it. But one of the questions was, what would you like? What are you after? One of them, extra money, more time. One of them was personal development. I'll never forget Gail putting her hand up. And I said, you're into personal development. She says, no, not for me, for you. I was wise to listen to her. She was absolutely correct. I was one screwed up young man when I saw this. Seriously, I am better. I'm not perfect in any way, shape or form. Otherwise, Gail, if I said I was, Gail would be up here and take the mic. But it's a work in progress. Who are you going to listen to? Who will you listen to? Will you listen to yourself and stand tall? Or do you listen to other people, like your brother-in-law? Often your well-meaning relative, your well-meaning co-worker will have the mindset of someone like that visual. You can watch TV. You can listen to what the world listens to. What if that person says, if that sports star, if that celebrity says you should do this, is that going to be the strainer pole where, the street, that's going, hey, I'm going to follow that. That person's got a life. I can replicate that. I too can be a movie star if I wear those clothes. We've got to be careful. One is, are they credible sources? Do they live a life you want? And can you replicate it by doing what they're telling you to do? That's what I loved about this. I like the successful people's fruit on the vine. I like their lifestyles. And I thought, if I can learn to do well what they've learnt to do well, I can replicate similar results for myself. Are you going to listen to what's on the internet? I love this quote by Abraham Lincoln. Don't believe everything you read on the internet just because there's a picture with a quote next to it. There's many of you passing on and sharing unbelievable Facebook quotes and Instagrams of, wow, really great opinion. When we see this program, we see a simple concept of there's quadrants, there's ways we can develop income in our life. This was such a, an awakening for me when I saw this concept that, most of us just work, most of us just, we trade our hours for dollars. We go to work, we do it over and over again, and typically we do it for 40, 45, 50, maybe 60 years. When we got started, it was 40 years, we were told. Now, it could be longer. And that on this side of the cash flow quadrant, employees and self-employed people make up about 90% of income earners, but they share up about 10% of the wealth, and they have active-based income. So on the other side of the quadrant, we've got big business and we've got investors where they have developed assets, not without work generally, but they've worked long enough to develop assets where those assets derive them or bring them income. Often with a little bit of work, but not too much work. So it's not like, hey, you have a big stock portfolio and you never look at it again. Promise you. I pay a man a lot of money to look after that because I'm not so good at that. Okay? I'm not so good at property. I've got a lot of money invested in property and I've done it reasonably badly. Okay? I'm willing to tell you, there are people writing books out there that have done it badly and telling you to do something because they make money on selling you the book. Don't listen to me on real estate. Don't listen to me on shares. Now, we've got millions in those portfolios, but we don't need them. That's nice. If you need your money, you want to be an expert in the field you're in, or bring in experts. What I loved about this is I could develop this sort of asset-based income in an area I knew nothing about, that there was an education program provided by Network 21 that could teach me step by step through CDs, coming along and meeting people, coming to functions, and one-on-one coaching based on my need and my performance. I love that about it.